Panagdait sa tanan. Today we will discuss our topic about the Philippine traditions on dance. And this is our first lesson in Module 2. At the end of the lesson, I can define traditional dance and also I can give examples of traditional dance and also discuss the nature of traditional dance. But before we proceed, let us have a short review. Our topic last meeting was all about the dance as physical activities. No, we have discussed about I have introduced to you the FITT in dancing. Okay, we have the frequency, intensity, time, and what's the last one? Okay, next. So the Philippine traditions on dance. Dance has been part of Filipino life since time immemorial. Since the ancient times, early Filipinos have used rhythmic movements to express their emotions, beliefs, and faith. Most of these movements are imitations of what they see in their environment, such as the swaying of trees and the movements of animals. As time passed, these rhythmic movements developed into dances that have become part of people's traditions. Okay, so as we all know that the uh, wala jud giingon if kanus gyud ni nagsugod ang dance. But they say the traditions of dance nagsugod jud ni siya kanang imitating the movements of the trees, no? And also movements to express their emotions and their faith, no, mga rituals. They dance to pray. They dance to give thanks to us, to give thanksgiving and to ask help of their God. Medyo na siya yung mga traditional or traditions or sinugdanan sa dances, especially in the Philippines. Okay. When we say tradition, is a way of thinking, behaving, or doing something that has been used by the people in a particular group for a long time. So again, way of thinking ang tradition. It is also a behaving or doing something that has been used na naandan nato or in a particular group for a long time. And also, traditional dances are commonly known as folk dance or folk dances. These are dance practices that have been passed on or handed down from one generation to another. These dances have evolved naturally over time. So, sa tuwang generation karon, in your generation, in the 21st century, so murag naminus-minusan na gid ning mga folk dance, no, kay nangatabunan na siya. So mas modern ang mga sayaw karon like K-pop. Pinakasikat karon is the K-pop, and we have the hip hop, the pop dance, and so on and so forth. So hopefully kaning folk dance di nato ni siya ilimod nga mo ni siya ato ang one of our traditional dance. So we have different kinds of folk dances, and we will discuss that later on. So many of the dances in the past were performed as rituals to express gratitude or to make sacrifices to gods and goddesses. Some dances were performed to celebrate life, occasions, and war victories. Today, these dances are performed to relive the traditions of early Filipinos. So, sa una, of course, mga rituals man gyud na as what I have said earlier, mostly rituals to express gratitude or to make sacrifices to gods and goddesses. And ang atong sayaw karon, we dance folk dance today to perform and to relive the traditions of early Filipino, or to flashback, or to let us know the early traditions of the Filipinos, no? Sayawon ang mga folk dance karon para ipakita sa atoa nga inani ang atoang traditions sa una. Hindi na 'to malimtan. Okay. So we have also the pre-colonial dances. In the Philippines, many of the pre-colonial or indigenous dances are basically Malay in origin until Western colonizers came and influenced the native dance traditions. Nevertheless, pre-colonial dances can be classified, according to Villarus 2006, as religious, imitative of life activities and movements in the environment, and for socialization. First, we have the religious dances. Under sa pre-colonial, no, we have the religious dances, which often involve communicating with the gods, include dance rituals on death, afterlife, recovery from illness, and veneration of gods through the babaylan or katalonan. A katalonan is a female spiritual leader who was regarded as an expert in communicating with the divine. In such dances, dancers normally make offerings to the spirit. So, muni ang mga religious dances sa una. They dance rituals on death, afterlife, recovery from illness, and veneration of gods through the babaylan or katalonan. So again, the babaylan or katalonan is a female spiritual leader. Okay, so as you can see now, female ang leader sa una sa dances. Okay, next is the occupational dance. Occupational dances, which are dance rituals that mimic work-related activities such as hunting, planting, and harvesting. Occupational dances are often lethal since they mimic the actions performed before, during, and after the specific activity. So when we say mimic, mimicry is actually common in many traditional dances. For instance, dancers imitate movements that they observe in nature. Examples are tinikling, no tinikling, which mimics the movements of tickling. Tickling is a bird, kind of bird. And also, the itik-itik, which imitates the movements of itik duck or the duck. Again, is mimic ka nang imitate siya og movements. Ana. Then, I have here a video of a student who is dancing an itik-itik dance. Okay, so I'm gonna play. Wait for a while. Ano naman ni? So, di siya ma-play. Madto na lang ko sa YouTube. Okay, so that's it. So the video that I presented is a student who is dancing an itik-itik folk dance. So the itik-itik folk dance is imitating the movement of a duck or the itik. As you can see sa iyang mga actions, ana ang kamot. Anyway, let's proceed. Next, we have the colonization influence dances. So during the Spanish occupation, the lives of the early Filipinos were restructured in terms of politics, economics, religion, and culture. The same thing happened in dance, as the Spanish colonizers brought their own dances. The most popular among the Spanish dances are the jota, polka, waltz, and fandango. Other Spanish dances include the paseo and pateado, as well as the sortido and habanera, which both came from Cuba, another Spanish colony. So today, these dances have numerous variations that took the form of Filipino dances, similarly brought by the Spaniards. For example, the tinikling and itik-itik acquired the tempo of the jota and the polka, according to Villarus 2015. So, kaning tinikling and itik-itik, it was made by the Filipinos, but ang tempo is gikuha siya sa, ang tempo sa music is na-influence gihapon sa mga Spaniards, no? So, like, ang sa Spaniards, pag na nakuha nato is, again, the jota, polka, waltz, and the fandango. And familiar po mo ng sayong Carinyosa. That's from the influence na nato in the Spaniards. Like atong mga jota, then we have the habanera is murag po na siya og barong ta. Ang boys is wearing barong and ang girls is wearing the balintawak. Kana siya nga costume or attire is we influence that from the Spaniards. And like sa tinikling aning itik-itik, murag atuan na jud na siyang originality. But again, ang tempo is na-influence na gyapon sa Spaniards, sa Spanish era. Okay, so these are some of the kanang nakuha po gyapon nato or na-influence nato from the Spaniards. We have bate, a waltz dance performed during Easter. We have the pastores, performed during Christmas time. Sayaw sa obando, it is a festive dance. A zarzuela, it is a Spanish-era dances, were popularized by the Spanish music theater. Okay, so I think we are done with the discussion. So if you have questions, please do not hesitate to ask your teacher. And also, you answer your activity on your Genio account. And thank you for listening. I hope you've learned something on our discussion. Thank you.